Good evening, everybody. Yes, my name is Amondi Juma, representing the Man United agenda, and today I'm representing FTB Sports, and we got all the FTB Sports guys in the house. I want you to go around the room and just introduce ourselves. To my left,
I'm Breezy on the page. I'm from the Armory TV. I'm an Arsenal fan and FTB member.
wicked. Right below me,
I'm Gumza, part of FTB group, also avid Arsenal fan. So I can hear the echo again. Might be my mic, hold on. So I'm here, part of the Armory. So I'm here to represent today.
Good stuff. And to my bottom left or your right,
yeah, I'm Big Phil here from One United Barbados, also from My United Agenda. My United fan, obviously, and just here to give my thoughts on the England game just now.
Okay, so the score was 1-0 to England, final group game. They've qualified with 7 points, and they'll be going through to the next round. What I want to do first is go through the players. I want to just individually, I'm going to call out your name and just give me a quick, brief 20, 30-second summary of what you thought. If there's anyone wants to intervene and debate it, then we can debate it. So starting with you, Breezy Page, I want to talk about the keeper. Score him, give him a score, a quick summary, please, what you felt today.
Pickford, I think he didn't have really much to do. He was fine in Russia. He's been fine with Everton. I'd give him a 7 out on 6 out of 10 because he hasn't had much to do. Other than that, yeah, great.
Anyone want to intervene on that?
His decision making was a bit questionable today, right? He didn't look that confident on the ball, but he didn't have much to do because we were tested. Well, not we. England were tested once or twice today, and the shots were even on target. So I mean, I'll give him a 6, honestly.
Gumza,
I'll probably say 7. He saved about 2 or 3 chances. Comfortable saves. He made him look good, I think, with the dive he done. What I will say is his kicking. He had a couple of bad moments. Yeah, it was for the cameras. But he picked out a couple of lovely passes. One to Grealish. He put it in the middle. Do you remember it?
I don't know.
Grealish on the halfway line. He picked one out for Grealish on the halfway line. Unbelievable pass. But again, there was 1 or 2 that went wayward. So I'll give him a 6.5, 7. I think he was
nice
all right.
one. You know what, Gumza, I'm coming for you now because I'm going for the fullbacks. Carl Walker, because you had a lot to say. Sorry, let me just pick this up. Guys, we have a group chat, and there was a lot being said in the group chat. This is why we arranged this show. I know it wasn't planned, but there was a lot of flapping going on, and Gumza was talking about the fullbacks, making a lot of points. So here's your opportunity. Carl Walker, please.
He get a 3 for me. I didn't think he was poor. Yeah, I think he was terrible. Yeah, to be fair, I think this should be his last tournament. We're so heavily stacked at right back. I don't get. I think it's just because of his pace. It's like I'll put him in there because he can recover, but he causes more problems than he solves. I don't think he's good at all. So yeah, for me, a 3. It wasn't his best game. Didn't do much going forward defensively. Doesn't get tested, but like when he has the ball at his feet, he gave it away. So many short passes. Or do you see one where he dropped a shoulder and jockeyed it out and gave them a corner? Yeah. Did you see it? Yeah. He ball. I think Rice passed it to him. He kind of dropped a shoulder. Right. He ran out for a corner. I'd much rather see Reece James in there. Even you got Trippier as well. So yeah, I think one of them two should be starting ahead of him, really and honestly, in that team, in that position.
Does Gumza make a good argument, guys? Anyone want to sort of trump that? So you agree he deserves a 3? Sorry, Breezy. Yeah.
I want to give him a 3, but. I do kind of agree with Gumza. Like yes, he gives away the ball, but I do think we've got enough players in the right position that yes, he could be dropped, but I'll probably give him a 5. And the only reason why I'd give him a 5 is because he's more of an attacking threat than he's a defensive threat. Then that's it.
No more jumping in. Anyone want to jump in on that? Wow. Okay. You know what, Gumza? You gave a good argument there. Give you that, bruv.
Thank you.
Gumza, I'm coming back to you. Sorry. I don't want him to hog it. But I want to talk about Luke Shaw and the other fullback. Gumza, fire away because you had a lot to say.
He'll get a 5.5.
Why?
He'd probably get a 6, but I was bantering hard in the group, so I've got to give him a little bit lower. He was the better. He was a lot better than Carl Walker for me. But I hear a lot about his crossing, and he's about 5 of them, he hit the first man. So I'd like to see a bit more from him. But yeah, again, him and Chilwell, I think either or could start for me. I was getting at the United fans, but yeah, I'll be honest. I think Shaw can get a 6. Clean sheet again.
Why are you moonwalking out of this? You had a lot to say, man.
Yeah, you lot was biting, so I was just fishing all day.
Well, you've done a great job because we've got a show about this. Big Phil, just going to light the fire for you. He said that he was talking about his Arsenal left back. What's his name again? The Scottish boy?
Kieran.
And he's running down Shaw, saying Shaw's not good enough.
Reece James didn't start today because of what Tierney did to him in the other day. So, yeah, let's be mindful.
Big Phil, take over. Take over, man. Talk about Luke Shaw.
He's going back to the hotel to pack his bag, and he's on a flight back to train with Arsenal, and Luke Shaw is on his way out of the group stages to either face France or Germany or Portugal. Right, so Luke Shaw.
Tierney's going to save him a seat right there. Tierney's going to save him a seat right next to him.
He will, but until then, let's focus on the present. Let's focus.
And what I heard is Tierney's going to catch COVID off Gilmore and give it to Shaw so he loses a bit of weight.
Yes, Gomza. You got lyrics. I love it. Big Phil, just quickly summarize. What do you think of Luke Shaw today? You agree with 5 or 6? And that analysis.
When Luke Shaw released Sterling for that first chance, and Sterling chipped it over the keeper, I was like, okay, there's a goal. And then I was like, oh, hit the post. Luke Shaw definitely gets a 6 for me. 6.5.
Take over, Breezy.
I'd give him a 5. I think he done pretty good. He went down the channels. He very aggressive in attacking areas. Yeah, I mean, a 5. I mean, I'd like to see Chilwell on the left-hand side, see what he can do. But yeah, 5 for me.
Okay, I'm going to move on quickly. I'm going to go to you, double barrel chest, Big Phil. I want you to talk about the centre backs. All 3 of them that played today: Mings, Stones, Maguire. Just a quick summary.
Mings gets an NA because he didn't play that much, but the partnership of Stones and Maguire definitely solid at the back. Definitely solid. Maguire coming back from injury, he looked like he hadn't been injured, right? You know, he was definitely a commander of the area, and then also John Stones as well, also another commander of the area. Two leaders today for the England team, and I honestly didn't see Czech Republic getting past those two. You know, not John Stones. Maguire made his forward runs that he always does for Manchester United, and they were positive today. So you know, Maguire should get a shout to start in England's next game.
We're not at the bar. There's no stouts on sale here. Breezy. Oh, sorry. So one more thing, Big Phil. Do you think we've got 2 Arsenal supporters here? Do you think Holding should get a look in the England squad? In a word,
under 23 is probably
Olympic squad.
We need a time machine then because he's getting on. All right, Breezy. Over to you. Centre backs. Would you agree with Big Phil?
To a degree, yes. I still think that Mings should keep his place because I think he done very well in the last sort of 2-3 games. Well, obviously in the pre-tournament. Mm-hmm. Obviously Maguire came back mostly from injury. I just think Mings is just a little bit more solid at the back. I like Stones, but for me, Mings would be my starter.
Okay. Let's go, Gumza.
Was Mings really tested in the last 2 games?
Mings?
Yeah, was he really tested?
He had a few tests in the Austria game.
Scotland game, I think. Scotland done all right against them.
Yeah, he did okay, but he wasn't exceptional per se.
So what's your partnership going forward then? You've got a big elite team possibly next game. What's the partnership at the back?
Mings and Stones.
Gumza?
I was surprised he went Maguire today, but I see why he did. Can't say any of our centre-backs have been challenged really much of the tournament. So it's kind of anyone can really start. I would give Maguire, he put in a lovely ball early on, which was just offside. Even though he was under no pressure, and I think I could have hit that pass, but it was a good ball. And then he put a good one in for Harry Kane. That was a bit better. Do you know what I mean? Underrated slipped him in. So I think either back to the whole tournament being quite comfortable. it'll be interesting to see when they get a real test. But I think you got to go with Maguire in the next game just because of that experience next to Stones. I think Mings is unlucky.
Tyrone Mings only gets a start because Maguire is injured. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky. He hasn't done nothing wrong, but at the same time, I can understand why Maguire will now play for the rest of the tournament.
So, Breezy, let's go in. Let's speed this up now, guys. We want to get into some real chat about some things later. So just talk to me about the centre midfielders. We've got Phillips, Rice, Hendo come back today. How did Hendo do?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I mean, 45 minutes. Bellingham also came on off in the 80th minute.
Sorry, yeah. I was going to do it for Grealish, but yeah, go on.
Okay. He done pretty well. I thought Grealish and Rice were absolutely amazing. Henderson, obviously, I think this is going to be his last tournament. He was average, in my opinion. He done what he needed to do. I can't really say more than that, well, unfortunately.
Rather than go to you guys, anyone want to intervene? If you want to say something about that? Yes, Gumza.
I'm here for it today.
Bring it.
Again, I agree with Brezzy, to be fair, with Declan Rice and Phillips done what they meant to do, looked comfortable. First half, England played some good football. Henderson come on, I think it just killed the game. He's a good presser. He presses well. You can see sometimes England set some traps and press really high up and done well. But I feel obviously he was given the license to move, and I feel he was killing a lot of space which Saka was using in the first half. He kept making that run into the kind of right flank, and I feel he's taking players in there and is actually killing a lot of space. So, I feel the game went to pot when he come on. If I'm honest, I'm not blaming him for it. It could be England said, right, just see it out. But yeah, we looked different when he came on. It didn't work for me. So I think first half performance to second half performance was a big difference. Personally,
I like you, Gum. So when you make a point,
Thanks.
You can justify it and back it up.
Yeah,
so big up to you. Anyone want to jump in on that? You happy with that? All right, I'm going to move on. Moving on. Grealish and Bellingham, but I also want to talk about Mount as well because he might be out for a few days. Who do we play as his number 8 or number 10? Grealish or Mount? And what do you think about Bellingham and his position today? Let's go. Who wants to just fire away? Have a conversation, guys.
I take a chance on Grealish. I would definitely take a chance on Grealish, not number 10 position. I would say, you know what, Jack Grealish, you performed well today, and I want to see what you can do against whoever we have to face in the next group, right? Because Jack Grealish performed well against bigger clubs playing for Aston Villa in the Premier League, right? Everybody wants to know how Jack Grealish can perform against the bigger teams. Here's your chance now. Perform against the France, the Germany, the Portugal, right? Yeah. Like we said 10 minutes ago, going back to the defenders, they didn't really get challenged as yet per se. Let's see what they can do, but let's move on to Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, I want to see what you can do against these big boys as well. Definitely same thing on international scene. Got fouled the most today and set up Raheem Sterling for the goal. Boom.
Yo, Breezy, what does Mason Mount offer compared to Jack Grealish in your eyes?
I think Mason Mount is a more complete attacking midfielder. I think obviously Grealish, he can play on the left and he can play on the right. So he can add a bit more of the left and right formations to it. I think they're both exceptional players. I just think that if you're going to put number 10, I would rather have Grealish because he just seems to be the one that can attract more fouls, so he can get more free kicks. But I think Grealish and Mount are both still very, very high in my book. But I would love to see Grealish, Saka, and Foden with Kane. That's just got pace and talent all over it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, for me, it's not even a question of Mason Mount no more. I feel the number 10 has to go to either Grealish or Foden. Foden's been quiet this tournament, but again, you need them guys on the ball. So I think if Grealish is to play, he has to drop into the 8. You leave them flary, classy man in that 10. And don't get me wrong, I was one start this tournament saying Mount has to start because of the season he's had. But again, we're playing with a double pivot and he wants that solidity in the central position, then actually it's Grealish or Foden in front, and then we'll move on to the wing areas later. But yeah, so for me, Grealish would need to start. Every time I've seen him in the England shirt, he brings something to the team. And yeah, I don't think Mount. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but you just need sometimes that someone a little bit different just to change it up and bring that little bit of class and quality. And Grealish has just got that in abundance, and so yeah, he's got to start.
I have my 2 cents. I think Harry Kane needs to come out of these positions, stop filling up these roles for our number 10s, and let them be creative. He keeps coming deep and trying to ping balls and be the creative guy. Stay up front, and things stop coming into that zone. It's not your area, man. Yes, you agree with me, Big Phil?
Unpopular opinion, I would not start Harry Kane in the next match.
Oh, not going to happen, but I agree. I'm seeing nodding. Yeah, sorry, Breezy. I
don't care who we're playing next match. I will not start Harry Kane. I would rather go with the guy from Everton, Calvert-Lewin. Sorry, I'd rather start him.
Breezy, come.
I just one thing. Gumsy, you said that Phil Foden hasn't had a good game. Well, a good campaign. I think he's had a fantastic campaign. I think he's literally been all over the pitch. I think he's been, defensive. He's been centre mid. He's been attacking. That guy is all over the place, and he is absolutely driving the ball. He's creating chances. He's scoring from
Are you talking? Sorry, are you talking Man City or England?
England.
So would you say his performance was better than what Saka done tonight?
I'm not saying. No. This is an Arsenal civil war. Carry on, guys. I'm liking this.
Right, Saka and Foden together, 100%. I don't think Sterling offers the same amount as what Saka and Foden do. Yes, he has pace, he has creativity, but the problem is with Saka and Foden is that they draw back, they get stuck in defensive, they create into midfield, they run, they create free kicks off the defenders. They do all of it. Where Sterling is more of your, he's left wing. He'll cross the ball in. He'll get a header or get a cross in. I just think Saka and Foden both together will be absolutely superb because they do everything. They are what you class as a dog in, dog out. They'll do defense. They'll do midfield. They'll do wing. They'll do striker. They'll do everything. I'm just saying.
I allow you to answer. I thought you was dropping Saka. I was about to say
no.
All right. Speaking of Saka, I thought he played fantastic today. Just throwing my bit in there. I'm throwing this out to all of you guys. I just want you to have a proper discussion here. We've had Phil Foden play on the right. We've had Saka today play on the right. What do these players give you, and who should be starting in the next match? Bam, fire away.
You want to go for?
I'll go Phil Foden.
Why?
I'll go Phil Foden because he, in my opinion, has the experience to take on bigger players, as we've seen with his performances for Man City in the Champions League. I don't think Saka. We didn't see much of Saka, I guess, for Arsenal because he was injured in some periods of time, right? But the best ability is availability, right? So I would rather go with Phil Foden. He's more of a baller than Saka. I won't say he's levels above Saka, but he's at least 2 or 3 notches above Bukayo Saka, right? We all know what Phil Foden can do. Let's see what he can do in the upcoming matches, right? He can play ball.
Intervene, come in, Arsenal, man. How dare you say that about your Saka?
Listen,
Come on.
I'll be honest. As I said it on the Monday. Is it Monday show we done?
With Ian, yes.
Foden technically may be better than Saka. I would not maybe. Yes, what he's done this season is unreal. But when you account what Saka's done in that Arsenal team, which is failing, that goes a long way. And today showed me again, it doesn't matter where you play him or who you play him with. He just gets on and does the business. It almost looks just effortless the way he does it. I love Foden, and I'll be real. I love Foden to pieces. Like when I started the tournament, I was saying I want to see the Fodens, I want to see the Grealish. To be fair, I didn't really call for Saka because I thought I like him as a player. I've seen what he's done. Do you know what I mean? As an Arsenal fan, you see what he does week in, week out. But I just thought he wouldn't get many minutes in this. And he played again today. And I think he showed why he deserves to start. That was the best individual performance, I would say, this tournament for an England player. And I would like to see if anyone else thinks any different. But I think that was the best individual performance so far this tournament. Anyone disagree?
So I will not disagree because at the end of the day, teams can grow into a tournament, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, Saka as the one individual England player, I feel he had the best performance today than any England players had this whole tournament. Sterling scored goals, yes, but I don't think he's been great over 90. Call someone else out. Phillips' first game was decent as well, actually. So I think them two are the standout performances. And Phillips has kind of established himself in the team, and he's almost made himself undroppable now. So I feel Saka with that performance has probably done the same. But we'll see where Southgate goes with that. Because again, it's an easy target to drop Saka. I think Sterling will start, and I think Foden will come back in.
Question, guys.
Let me ask a question.
Hold on, Miss Big Phil.
Yeah.
If you're a fullback, who do you want to come up against? Saka, who's going to drive you pace, skills, get into the box, everything else, or Phil Foden? Who do you want to come up against if you're a defender?
Neither.
I take my chances on Saka.
Okay. Breezy, come now.
Yeah, no, that was a good answer from Gumza. I mean, Foden and Saka are superb. I mean, absolutely outstanding. I mean, what they can do for City and Arsenal, especially with Saka, with the current condition that Arsenal's are in, where we're relying on the youth to drag up our team. Ninth this season. I think Saka is absolutely immense. I just think Saka and Foden, with Grealish behind with the pocket of space, just that to me would be what I would start against either France, Germany, or Portugal.
Nice. Just a quick stat for you as well. Just a quick stat.
This is just me, right? This is just me, right?
Guys, go on.
I've seen what Phil Foden can do on the big stage, playing for Man City and playing in the Champions League. I've only seen what Saka can do for Arsenal in the EPL.
Yeah.
Right.
The only thing I would counter that with, though, when you've got De Bruyne, Fernandinho, we can go through Gundogan. When you got Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, when you go through all them players, when you've got that, not saying it makes your life easier, you've got to break into that team, but actually the style of play that City have with Foden, it works for him. Saka does this in an average team week in, week out. So actually he's comfortable having Kyle Walker behind him because he's had Bellerin behind him all season. So he's probably thinking like, I'm in heaven right now. So that is why I would say Saka might have more effectiveness for England. Also, he's had 5 starts for England, and in 3 of them, he's won man of the match. And again, you might say the first one might be given to him because he's a young player and it's his first game and they give it to him. But after that, he's won man of the match 3 times out of 5. So that again shows he's doing it consistently in the England shirt, and he's played left wing back for them.
This was pre Euros and friendlies that don't count, right?
It still matters. It still matters to me. It's still like they're games to big. Again, these are games where to showcase your talent. Do you know what I mean? So we know the big games in the group stages, you're going to play whoever you're playing. All of a sudden, them games are there to take the opportunity. Grealish was playing in them same games, and all of us are saying Grealish needs to start. And I'm pretty sure 3 of them games, Saka won man of the match and Grealish has started in.
Right.
Harry Kane still played them matches. Sterling played today. Like, I get what you're saying. It's only a friendly, but at the same time, this kid just keeps producing. He's done it for Arsenal for 2 years now. Like, there's been times we say, oh, is he that good? Again, he doesn't. You know how some players like Rashford, you can see his pace. It's like, yeah, you can see what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
Saka's deceivingly just goes about his business and just got this ability to just beat players just effortlessly. Not saying he's like Iniesta, but you know them guys where, and Fabregas, they're not doing things at pace, but actually you can't get near them. Foden's quite similar as well. Do you know what I mean?
And so, I'll just throw it in there. He's strong as well. He uses body well, holds at the ball. He's hard to get off the ball. Breezy, come now. You want to say something?
Wow, I was going to say something, but Gumza took...
sorry, brother.
Gumza's
our boy.
Agent for Saka. You represented him well today. Gumza, I have to agree with you. Yeah, you make a good case. I think Saka's been the most effective from what I've seen in the 3 England games. He's the outstanding player. Moving on. Let's make this quick. Harry Kane, guys. No goals in 3 games. 1 shot on target today. What's he doing? Go on. Talk to me. Anybody.
He reminds me too much of Wayne. He reminds me too much of Wayne Rooney dropping back to assist. You have all this quality around you in Jack Grealish, your Bukayo Saka, your Phil Foden, your Declan Rice, and you still want you can drop back for Tottenham as much as you want. But when you're playing for England, you have so much talent around you. There's no need to drop back, right? In my opinion, drop him the next game and play Dominic Calvert-Lewin, honestly, in my opinion, right? I don't know. I honestly do not know if his mind is there because with all these transfer rumors of him being linked to City and Chelsea and what's I don't know if his mind is in the Euros, right? That's just me, right? So I honestly would drop him for the next
Pass
game.
it over. Big Phil, pass it on. Have a convo. What you
Yeah,
got,
guys, what you guys? What does Gumsy think?
Brezzy, you going first?
No, all right, stop
Yeah,
extolling. Let me say something about Harry Kane. Harry Kane is poor. I don't think he's world class. Proved it yet again. He's one pace. Look at him.
100 million, yeah.
He's trying to get on beyond the ball. Goes behind the defenders. There's no pace there. He's not effective at all. And coming deep, like I said earlier, he's filling up the space that other players, creative players, should be doing their stuff there. So I'm not happy with Harry Kane. Granted, he's good at shooting the ball, and that's about it. But when I compare it to someone like Lukaku, I think Lukaku's got more pace and is stronger, uses his body well, more effective than Harry Kane. I don't see what all the hype's about. £100 million, you crazy. Anyway, what do you guys think? Harry Kane,
I think he's played a blinder. I think he wants out of Tottenham, and by having a bad tournament, his value might drop and City can get him. So I'm hoping that let him keep playing, let him keep performing like he's doing, and let him get out of Tottenham ASAP. But no, I'll be honest, he's let me down a bit this tournament. I did have Lukaku as my top goal scorer, but I thought Kane would get close to him. Like Big Phil said, it's this whole England thing with Rooney where he thought, to be fair, Rooney could do it actually. Rooney could ball, but he's dropping too deep. You got players behind him. I think Rooney at England probably didn't have the same service, so he then went and got the ball. Whereas actually, you've got players behind you now who can do that for you. So, he'd be better off saving his energy, just get up in the box and just finish it off. I think he will start today. I would have liked to see Calvert-Lewin. If Calvert-Lewin played and didn't do anything, then it's justification to say Harry Kane should start. I don't think Harry Kane's a bad player. I'll be honest with you. I think the criticism is a bit harsh. We've had Aubameyang, who's not a bad player, but in that system we're playing, he's looked really bad this season. So I think it's probably more to do with that than actually Harry Kane being bad. I think it's just the tactics.
For Arsenal, the next best option after Aubameyang is Eddie Nketiah.
No, you're forgetting Lacazette. You're forgetting my guy.
Like a threat. Like a threat.
International football, guys.
Then go back again as well.
Breezy, Harry Kane, quick. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, no. I'll have Calvert-Lewis 100%. I think he has a little bit more of a drive. I think he stays more forward than Kane does. And I think if he had the Grealish, Saka and Foden, I think he would have a lot more pace going forward, and therefore he would create a lot more chances. I think Harry Kane is a lot more defensively. I think that's probably because of the fact that he plays for Spurs and they are always defensively.
Yeah.
So that'll be my aim for it. Would be Calvert-Lewin.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe. This is FTB Sports, the biggest, best channel on social media. Big up everybody on the panel. Best panel to date. Mr. B, we want to big up Mr. B, Man United agenda. Adam Morris, he believes it's coming home. Maguire gets an 8 from Mr. B. He knows about defending. OS, our main man, is talking about Mings. There's no way he should start over Maguire. He should start over Maguire, saying, stop it, guys. Whoever said that, take that. And SOS again said Hendo didn't add nothing. England look worse with on. He's agreeing with you, Gumza. Mr. B says everyone's game of Hendo was trash. Thank you. Mountain Phillips with Grealish at 10. It has to be. Yep. OS on point. Big up lads from Mike Spurs. Big up what's Spurs show called again?
Paxton Road.
Paxton Road. Tune in, subscribe to Paxton Road. Mukhtar said he agrees with Big Phil about no Kane. And Breezy says that as well. Mike again says don't start Harry Kane next game. Let's pack up Gordon to the tournament a day then. He's obviously supporting Harry Kane. Phillips first. He says, yeah, a Man United fan. OS says Saka's been very good. Mr. K, big up Mr. K, said it's coming home. And Adam Morris says, from watching this, I guess Saka played well. He tuned in when Gumza was going on about Saka. And Adam Morris says, Southgate is a fantastic tournament manager. What do you rate of his choices so far? I think they have been questionable, but you can see it's all about qualification. And lastly, Jason. Everyone say hi to Jason. Never seen you before, but welcome to the show. And welcome to, please subscribe. He says, Kane's not getting the service if you aren't playing ball in. You need to utilize another striker that can hold up play in the centre. That's his opinion. Well done.
That's Jack Grealish's job. Jack Grealish just holds up the ball and gets these fouls. Come on.
Yeah. Guys, I got a quick agenda. We're just going to run through, have a little conversation. Gamza, do you want to talk about the fullbacks? Because we've got quite a few to choose from. You had a lot to say. I know we've already covered that. Is there anything you want to add about this fullback? Because you were saying about Luke Shaw not being good enough, and you were saying about Kieran Tierney being better than him. Come on, back this up, because we're here. We've got 2 Man United guys in the house. Ain't no voice notes or anything. Talk, man. Talk your thing.
I think Luke Shaw's all right. I just don't think he's as great as everyone makes out. Again, I get he's your player and you see him more. It's the same way I look at Saka and say I see him week in, week out. So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have that more, do you know what I mean, feel for him. But at the same time, I just don't think Luke Shaw brings anything really special. Like, he's a good left back, but he's not. People saying he's the best in the world, best in the Prem. Like, I can't see it personally. That's just me. I can't see it. I think he's very much one-trick pony. Like, just got a bit of pace and he just goes bit of a juggernaut way. He's so big, he creates a bigger momentum when he starts moving faster, and all of a sudden it's hard to stop him. But
like can't be stopped.
But delivery wasn't. I'm not saying they're meant to target every. You're not going to score from every cross. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, a few of his crosses today were just hitting the front man, and I just feel I would like to see Chilwell in there. Like, we've seen Shaw. I'm not saying he might be the best option. Chilwell might come in and not play as well, and I'll be honest and say, yeah, Shaw should start. But I would like to see Chilwell in there. Equally, right-hand side, you start off with 4 right-backs, then you've got 3, and you're still playing Kyle Walker. And at least play Trippier there. Like, you play Trippier on the left, who's comfortable doing that. Put him on the right then. Like, if you're not a fan of Reece James after what Tierney done to him, then I understand you might want to change it. Then you put Trippier in. I don't get going back to Kyle Walker again. Like, that's not taking you forward. I've been very adamant.
Ask the guys what they think, because you got a lot to say about this. Ask the guys what they think.
Big Phil.
About
Luke Shaw. Best in the world.
I wouldn't say he's the best in the world, but I would say he's Man United's most improved player from last season. Right, getting a lot of stick from Jose Mourinho, and being injured and what's not. He's come leaps and bounds. Right. I honestly think that he was a better and a more impactful player than Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United, but that's another conversation for another time. Luke Shaw today didn't perform that great, but everybody has a bad day at the office, right? So,
Breezy, what are you saying, man? Kieran Tierney, Luke Shaw, what do you see? What's good? Ben Chilwell, what do you see about their game?
I want to see Chilwell play for England. I want to see him have a run out with someone decent on the left, like with a Sterling or a Saka. As in Premier League wise, Tierney for me is always 100%. Over Shaw. The reason why is because I just feel that Tierney. He gives 100% on the pitch, and he said that in so many interviews. He said, like, I'm injured because of how I play on the field. He has so much passion. If you look at the North London derby, he was shouting at players, he was commanding. This is a left back, not even a centre back, not even the captain. He was saying, drive forward, this, that, and the other. And yet he's got goals to his name. I just think Tierney has it all, and he will be a future captain of Arsenal. And for a young person to come into a big team like he has, and to make an impact like he has, but he outshines Luke Shaw.
But one question: has he given more for Arsenal on the field, or more for Arsenal on the medical table?
On the field.
I'm sticking with Tierney all day over Luke Shaw. He's better defensively and he's better going forward. So it's no brainer.
I must admit, I like Kieran Tierney.
Don't get me wrong. I actually am a big fan of Kieran Tierney. I'll get that out there. I actually like him going forward. Definitely, his style of play kind of reminds me a little bit of Robin van Persie, a little bit. But big fan. But I am a Man United fan. I'm going to still stick with Luke Shaw. Sorry.
All right, guys. So we qualified now. This is when I say we talk about England. qualified now. They're going through, but they're going to be able. So we've had time to assess the tournament. I'm sure we've all seen everybody play, and you can make a good assessment about team for team and matchups and things. So I'm going to give you the options now. We're either going to play Portugal, Germany, or France. That's right. So what do you guys think? Because this is crunch time. It's knockout time. What do you guys think coming up against playing the level we've been playing against to suddenly be playing against one of these three giants of European football? We've got the European champions in Portugal. We've got France, who are world champions. And we've got Germany, who were the world champions before that. So, boy, are we going out?
You take your pick. For me, avoid Germany at all costs at this moment in time. I'd avoid France as well if I had the choice. I would rather England get Portugal.
Really?
I think the time is praying for Portugal right now, man.
Yeah. I feel that.
Breezy, why are you shaking your head, man?
I don't want France. I don't want Portugal. I want Germany.
Why?
Because they're not the same team as what they used to be. Yes, they've got a few players in. Yes, they've had a couple of decent games, but they're not the same German team as what we all fear. France have absolutely one of the best teams in a tournament, on the pitch, on the bench. Portugal have Ronaldo. He just does what he does. I just think that if we got any chance of going through into the next round, I just think Germany is our ticket. I just think France, no, we'll just pack our bags and go home. And Portugal is a 50-50. But I just think Germany is a little bit more of a chance to go through. And that's my
Breezy. Judging by our faces, none of us agree with you, I'm afraid. That's fine. I'm with Portugal. I think they've got the best chance to play Portugal, to be honest.
Do you know what it is? I think, again, we do it very often. You look at player names and you make a decision. So you look at France's squad, you see the names in that squad and you think we can't beat that. You look at Germany's squad and you think, I don't know them names the same. You look at Portugal, you see Ronaldo, Diaz. But actually, Portugal don't play that good football. So I think if you can stop the service into Ronaldo, you've got half a chance of beating Portugal. Whereas I think Germany, all round, you might not know some of them names, but them boys are playing, and they've just got that roll. That Volvo engine where it just keeps on going. It don't stop. 200,000 miles on the clock, and that's still going.
Sorry, I actually disagree. Because they've got Andre Silva. He's got 24 goals in.
Has he played this in for
Portugal? Yeah, he's on the bench. He's on the bench.
Yeah, but hold on a second. You can't take away his league goals out of tournament. He's got Ronaldo in front of him. No one, unless you're fucking Mappy, is going to get in front of him. Andre Silva, he's got 28 goals in almost like 20 appearances. He's a goal machine.
Hold on a minute. I read in the paper the other day, Arsenal were looking at him. Is that why you're billing him up?
No. Take that
keep
away.
Quiet. We want to keep the value down.
No, take that away from everything, right? Just look at the facts. Look at the goals, right? Yes, you got Ronaldo. Take him out of it. Got Andre Silva. Okay, right. That team is built around Ronaldo. Yes, if you take Ronaldo out of it, you got Andre Silva. He can still bury goals in. The problem is that team has been around for 4 or 5, maybe even 8 years. They know each other. They're built with each other. They know the formations. They know the tactics.
So do Germany.
No, Germany's been talking so much since the World Cup 2018. They only got knocked out in the group stages because of the fact that they couldn't even do much in the World Cup. So you're sitting there saying Germany are the team, but no. Sorry.
I hear what you're saying with Portugal's squad. They've had that squad for a while. I just feel Portugal are beatable. Like it's not a squad where they've been dominating football for a while. Do you know what I mean? Portugal. I like watching good football, so Portugal don't excite me when I watch them. I just feel almost one-trick pony, like, isn't it? If you take Ronaldo's goals out, what else is happening there? Like, they got players that can hurt you.
What was Portugal's last result? What was Portugal's last result?
They got slapped by Germany.
One result, and you're taking them.
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing it. I just feel they're very one-trick pony, like. And again, I'm looking at the teams who've really impressed me, and they're the teams with not the big names. So I'm calling Italy and I'm calling Germany. They haven't got the big names, but them lot are playing. And again, I hold my hands up. I got Italy completely wrong. Start of the tournament, I said, don't really see it. And I watched them, and they've been amazing. Do you know what I mean? Even Holland haven't got the big names and play good football, but again, their group's not as strong.
Go on, Breezy.
Answer this question. All right, Isaac plays for Sweden.
Yeah,
good player.
All right. So for Real Sociedad, he's done 28 goals and I think it's 25 appearances. He's pretty much drafted Sweden to almost beating Austria. I think it's Austria. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But anyway, he has pace. He has quality. He has absolutely the mental awareness of it all. So what you're saying, he's a one-trick pony in the Sweden team. But yeah, he's got goals.
That's different.
No, it's not. How's it different? How can you say Cristiano Ronaldo is different to?
I think I said Portugal for me. Portugal are one-trick pony for me. I think it's very much defend, don't concede, try and nick something, and you got Ronaldo to finish. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, don't get me wrong. Portugal's team on paper is decent, and sometimes not even going to say that, but sometimes it might take a player to move on. Like Ronaldo, where you might then see the best of Portugal because everything's kind of built around just letting Ronaldo score goals almost. So I do think I look at their squad and I think their squad is very strong, but they don't play like a squad with that kind of talent of players in it. Bernardo and João Felix, love watching them kind of boys play. And when they play for Portugal, it just don't excite me. Like it's very, do you know what I mean? Just pragmatic, and it shouldn't be with that kind of squad. A bit like England at the moment where you're looking at that squad on paper and you're thinking that should be nice flowing football, and actually it's quite stale and stiff, isn't it? So that's what I see with Portugal, and that's why I don't get behind them like that.
So guys, we're nearly through the group stage and all that now. So overall, are you excited watching the Euros? Are you into it now? Are you settled? Are you in a routine of watching your games? Can you give me your little pre-match? Do you have a pre-match meal? Do you have a glass of wine, a beer? What's the thing? Have you got a comfortable seat?
Seats ready.
Yeah. You look like you're in a dressing gown there, Gumza. Oh, okay.
I got my Morby. I set.
Tell me your routine for watching games, guys. What do you do to settle down and take in the games? One at a time, please.
I hide from everyone. Just in the group. Got my WhatsApp. Got my phone on charge, and I'm ready to go. That's all I need.
Big Phil, what's your routine, man?
Yeah, I mean, like, I turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone, but then I'll go and watch. Like, I'll definitely position myself in front of my TV with probably some wings, depending on whoever's playing as well too. And then I'm good. And then I'm good to go, man. Definitely. Put on if I know an important game is starting at, let's say 12 my time, which would be probably, I guess, 5 your time. If it's starting at 12, those wings are going in around 10:30, and they'll be done by 11:30, and I'm good to go.
For those who don't know, Big Phil, tell everyone where you're from, please.
Me, living in Toronto, but originally from the beautiful island of Barbados.
Whoa. Breezy, what's your routine, man? How do you set up for games?
Upstairs, bed, surround sound TV, beer, dinner, and football.
All right, last question before we sign out. What's been your best game to watch for quality and performance in this so far? Best game you've watched?
Any team?
Any teams? Yeah. What's the best game you've watched? You thought, anybody?
Oof. I'll go. Best team I think I've watched so far has been Italy. Been really impressed, but my favorite game was the Denmark-Russia game yesterday.
Okay, yeah. What for the fans, the atmosphere?
Good goals in it, the atmosphere, and just that passion for Denmark to win. Do you know what I mean? The hairs when some of them goals went in. I'm not a Denmark fan, but that made me like for Ericsson. Do you know what I mean? That was a nice feeling to see them qualify. So that for me was my favorite game.
Team and game, guys.
I'll say my favorite game that I've seen so far was the Germany and Portugal game. I'll even go a little bit further and say that my two goals of the tournament were Schick's goal versus Scotland,
naturally,
and then Christensen's goal yesterday.
Did you see Modric's earlier?
That was peach.
Yeah, man. But Christensen's Thunder Rocket yesterday. My gosh. Goal of the tournament. Well, one of them. So
yes.
Yeah.
Breezy, what you saying?
Yeah, I mean, the France and Germany game for me was the I know that France won, but just the two heavyweights going against it, I just thought that was just absolutely cracking. And I just thought the talent they have on the pitch, the players they have on the pitch, the bench. For me, that was the great game. I know, obviously, but I still fancy Germany in the next round. But that's just my opinion.
Brilliant.
It was nice seeing the real Paul Pogba as well, isn't it? I've missed him.
Why
he is right.
You know what? I'm trying to close the show and you're throwing in late daggers like this, man. Rest up,
We'll see you tomorrow.
Anyway,
see you tomorrow.
You know what?
On the Armory.
Big respect to all of you guys, man. You delivered, properly delivered. Gave some real football punditry on my show. Yes, it's my show. See how Gunner King's got a show? I've got a show as well now. You know, lastminute.com. Bring it on. You know. Now, really,
I like your background as well. I like the background.
Oh, thank you very much. It's always the same. Always the same. You don't want to see the rest
the
of
Arsenal badge behind you. What, the Arsenal badge?
Arsenal badge.
No. If you look at the background of the thing.
Much respect, Gumza. Much respect, Big Phil. Much respect, Brezzy, Breezy. You know what? Let's do this again sometime when things get heated in the group. And we're signing out to everyone who commented from OS, Jason, Solo. We've got Mr. K out there, Adam Morris, and everyone else is tuning in. Have I missed somebody? Mr. B, everyone else is tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and big up and enjoy the rest of the tournament. And England, hopefully they get Portugal. Yeah. Well done. Signing out. Love.